So an understanding just came to me, and I thought to just talk about it. So um, I was thinking on the concepts of wisdom and intelligence, and then it just came to me that wisdom is just wisdom. Wisdom is um applying or living a life in a kind of way that is going to bear fruit. That is what wisdom means, basically. That when you do this, it bears fruit. And then intelligence. Intelligence is like the information you're using to live that life. Let me give an example. I believe that intelligence is of three types: demonic intelligence, human intelligence, and spiritual intelligence. The world has added artificial intelligence. Let me just bring the concept out. For an example, it is wisdom that you should train your child in the way he or she will follow, so that when they grow up, they'll follow it. Now, evil can use that principle, good can use that principle to achieve a fruit. Let's say a demonic organization can decide to train their children in the way they should go, so that these children will achieve their own desires, their evil desires. The same thing with human. And then for spiritual intelligence, you're trying your children to be able to live out the desires and the purpose that God has set out for them. So I was just thinking, obviously, demonic intelligence is living life for evil purposes. Spiritual intelligence is living life for God and for others. Yes. But human intelligence, which I think we blur the line between human intelligence and spiritual intelligence. Human intelligence is living life for yourself. Everything, your purpose of existence for someone operating in human intelligence is that you just want to live, you just want to accomplish your own personal desires. You want to buy a car for yourself. You want to have money for yourself. You need money to train your children. It's all about you, and your desires. But any man operating on spiritual intelligence is going to be able to look outside of himself to other people. What can I do for my brother? What can I do for my sister? And what can I do for God? Everything about your life is structured in that manner. So, in other words, you can go to a market and you can see a man operating in demonic intelligence, a man operating spiritual intelligence, and a man operating with human intelligence. All of them they all have a shop, and they're selling, and they're in the market, and they're hustling. But three of them have different purposes, like they have different outcomes. The demonic intelligence guy probably is doing things or has better things in his shop to cause division or strife among people. The human intelligence guy is hustling so much. He's hustling so much to just, make money for himself. Yes. Why the spiritual intelligence guy has understood the concept of following God's purpose for himself. And he also understands that he is here for others. So therefore, in his shops, he's so concerned about others' well-being. He's putting strategies in place to take care of others. See, three of these men can be successful. But what is sustainable? That is the question you need to ask yourself. Because, should I tell you something? To me, I believe the lowest level of intelligence for anyone to operate on is human intelligence. Do you know why? Somebody that operates on human intelligence has limited wisdom. I know it doesn't make sense, but trust me, a man that is selfish might not be able to apply wisdom to his endeavors. But someone that is using spiritual intelligence or even demonic intelligence will most likely use up wisdom. Let me give you an example. Let me use the example I've been using. Train up a child in the way you should go. Someone that is focused on human intelligence. You train up a child according to his own intelligence or according to his own desires. We've seen weird people training up children, and you just see him or her. If life has not taught this man or this woman something, they might not even think that training up a child is something that is important. But the people that are spiritually aware, the people that are in Christ, and the people on the other side, you see those people, they know, they understand that principle, and they don't take it for granted. They understand what it means for generations to have access to knowledge. See, I know people talk about transgenerational wealth, but people that are aware spiritually understand generational principles. So, I also believe too, do you understand, that once a man is spiritually aware, the man can be able to get access to wisdom, because without wisdom, you cannot be successful in life or in anything that you do. Do you understand? And once you have that wisdom, I think you will be able to live a more fulfilled and a more happier life. I don't want to talk about, I believe, and I have thought about it, and I have researched on this, that wisdom is God. God is wisdom. And the best way to understand wisdom is by reading the Bible. I'm telling you. People use this wisdom. People use this wisdom to accomplish the things they want to accomplish. Like, people use this wisdom. You see a nation as great, people great, and you go and look into their curriculum and you see them using wisdom. Another thing about wisdom is that wisdom can be learned, wisdom can be taught. Do you understand? Yeah, so people, you can go and say, this man is doing something, how do you do it? And then you learn from him. Do you understand? But one thing, there is something about learned wisdom. When learned wisdom is not flexible, how do I explain it? If a man grew up in the village or grew up in a nice household, do you understand? If a man grew up in a nice household, and then suddenly became wealthy, if I go and ask that man, how did you become wealthy? Teach me. And he teaches me. That is wisdom. Might not be, he has taught me his own wisdom on how he got there. Do you understand? His way of doing things. But that is wisdom. It just might not be adaptable to my own situation. So that even if I apply it, I will still not be wealthy. Because this man, according to his life, has not factored in the complications and the difficulties I am facing in my own life. He didn't factor it in by telling you his own wisdom. Do you understand? And this is why we cannot depend on the learned wisdom and taught wisdom, which is also important. I'm saying all this to say spiritual intelligence and wisdom goes hand in hand, and wisdom is God. If I'm telling you, you have to learn the art of extracting wisdom from the Bible. Like, everything is not God said. I'm telling you, there are principles. If you help someone, you'll be blessed. If you work hard, you'll be successful. Or more, if you're peaceful with everyone, you can have a more sustainable business. You don't have to say God says or you go to hellfire. See, it's just a principle. So go to the Bible, look for those principles, write them down, and then apply them to your life. See, that is the only way we can survive. And I'm speaking and I'm saying this because of different people are in different situations. And there are situations that I call impossible situations from the eyes of man, because nothing is too impossible for God. But if you're in that kind of situation, if you listen to all the podcasts you listen to, it will never help you. If you like, go and pay hundreds and millions of naira, go and do masterclass, go and read book, it might just not help you. Or else, you finally find somebody that started from where you started from. And even the wisdom to find that person, it's still God. So, I don't say to make this video, because I mean that, this is how I feel.